This is week number 1, day 1, Friday. Friday classes I'm involved with are hybrid classes. So right here we're going to talk about Bca-155 Introduction to Web Design. First of all, just a little side note. If you're interested in Tech Club, cyber defense, if you have some interest, contact me. And you can do that. Mike.Dirksen@act.edu. My email address. Alright. We spent a lot of time today talking about what we're learning. The whole idea is communicating via web. How do we design that? How does it work? First steps. How do we learn it? We'll talk a little bit about that. We talked a little bit about information, communication, technology. It's crucial to have an understanding of that. We're going to spend a lot of time on that next Friday. Spend some time on how the web works with that. And we just got started on folders, directories, and paths. Alright. So, one of the first things we talked about in sharing, who needs, when you're thinking about sharing stuff via the web, who needs the information? And what are they going to experience in getting the information? The idea here was how much websites can vary because they're meeting the needs of such a wide range of people. This URL works internally. We didn't get quite this far the other day. To get your site to work externally, more or less somewhere other than internally on campus, you'd have to use the URL 207.165.226.185. You'd have to use that address /tilde and then your information. Alright. We got started talking about computing devices, processor, memory, and storage. We talked about your websites on some storage. This here information over here is on what we call Work Server 2. And they contain, it's a PC, personal computer, actually sitting in the office, and it contains all this information. Now, if we're talking about your phone or whatever, and we talked about those two might be flash, but how we access the data in here, we follow some directory structure and we follow a path. We'll talk more of that as we move along. We had the initial login information, the login in the area upstairs, to log into the website. We had a couple passwords. It was either this one, depending on when you were added. Here are the instructors. And this was the web information we first worked with. We used Canvas as an example of a website, content management system. We talked about Google as a content management system, and we will talk about a lot of them. Okay? This gives us some type of web presence in which we have a user interface, how we interface with, and then we have a user experience, what experience we have. Talked a little bit about some examples like Facebook and MySpace. And then BC More. It's a website that manages just data primarily. I am going to do another short video talking about your website. This one, as an example, we were using Kelly Miller's site as an example, and then we were going to make some subdirectories on there to manage things like images, style sheets, and so forth. This is the web server, and this is your local computer. We're going to do a lot of work on this on next Friday. Alright, so you'll have to look for the other podcast, maybe not podcast, a video podcast, or the video on the information that talks more specifically about the website. That's it for today.